What's up guys, my name is Calvin Wiley and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to care for and also how to breed, caught it. I dropped the other one. I'm going to be showing you how to care for and also how to breed cockroaches. Now, this one's about to fly away again. Now, if you're just breeding them for the purpose of feeding to your reptiles, or if you're just simply keeping them as pets, I'm going to be showing you my way on how I keep and care for cockroaches. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to want to pick out is the size of your enclosure. Now, if you don't have that many cockroaches, obviously do not pick something as large as this storage bin. Pick something much smaller, but for this video, I'm going to be using this. And just make sure that your enclosure has circulation. So as you can see, I poked some holes at the top of the lid so that air can go through. Now, the substrate of your enclosure is also going to vary as well. You may not even need substrate, but for the species of cockroach that I will be using for today's video is Blabberus cranifer, commonly referred to as the death's head cockroach. As you can see, I have quite a few in here. There's only 2 adults. I had a lot more adults like a few months ago, but they all unfortunately passed. And I also fed some of them to some of my predatory arthropods. But as of right now, there's only 2 adults, but they left me with a lot of babies, as you can see. This was their original enclosure, but I took a lot of them out. There's actually some still in there, but I didn't have the time to pick each and every one out. But they're all going to go back in once I'm done. But getting back to the substrate, this species of cockroach loves to bury themselves, and so I provided substrate for them to do that. Now, if you have a species of cockroach, for example, red runner cockroaches, they do not bury themselves, so you will not have to use any type of substrate. Now, the next thing that I'm going to use, and this just varies depending on the species of cockroach that you have. A lot of species, particularly the ones that love to bury underground, love to feed on leaves, hardwood leaves. So I'm just going to drop a few in there. Also, Madagascar hissing cockroaches, which are a super popular species of cockroach within the hobby, they love feeding on hardwood leaves as well, just to point that out. Now, cockroaches obviously love to hide, and you may have seen people use something like this before within their enclosures. These are called egg flats, and they are super common. You can buy them online. I bought a fresh pack off of Amazon. These were their old ones, and so obviously I think it's time to replace them. That's why I bought new ones. Cockroaches surprisingly love to chew the I guess, what is this, cardboard? But yeah, they love to chew it, so over time it'll kind of, look like this. But every now and then when you see it start to deteriorate, you want to replace it with new egg flats. Alright, and so what you're going to do with the egg flats is you're just going to lean them up against each other, kind of like dominoes. And you could put a little more if you want. You can also, if you're, depending on what your enclosure looks like, you can break these apart and kind of, stack them, like so you can tear them, kind of place them however you want, but this is how I'm going to do for the video. Now I'm going to get my death's head cockroaches and just dump them all in there. And so if you're wondering about the egg flats, this just provides a great hiding spot for your roaches. They'll, go in between of them and hide within the little compartments of the egg flats. As you can see this little one doing. Oh, there's one that just freshly molted, as you can see. Its coloration hasn't set in yet. Now, if you're not feeling the whole egg flat look, you can also use cork bark or, just pieces of wood for your roaches to hide under. This is just, completely optional. Now, when it comes to feeding your cockroaches, I give them a mix of fresh fruits and vegetables, preferably organic. That's what I tend to give them. But, you know, if you can't do organic, that is completely okay. But you're literally, depending on the size of your enclosure, give them the appropriate amount of food. So this amount of apples, plus I have a little more I might throw in, will do just fine for this colony. I like to spread it around. You can put it underneath of the egg flats, or you could just put it directly on the substrate itself. Trust me, they will find it and devour all of the food. Now, you don't want to overfeed them, so giving them a large amount of food if you don't have that many, because what's going to happen is the fruits and vegetables that you give them are going to mold if they don't devour all of them. So, just give them the appropriate amount. Now for protein, because your roaches do need protein, I like to give them one of two things. I'll either give them fish flakes, which I'll just sprinkle in, or I will also give them dry dog food or dry cat food, which they will nibble on. That'll actually last a lot longer than the fish food, but both are great options. So really quickly, I just wanted to share with you guys my brand new line of stickers that I have available for sale on my website. All of these are various animals that I drew on paper by hand, colored them in, and then converted them into high quality, long-lasting, waterproof stickers. Just to give you a quick idea of what they look like up close, here's one of my favorite drawings that I drew of a European hornet. All of these drawings were achieved by using these markers to color them in. If you're interested in purchasing any of these stickers, you can head on over to my website, calvinwiley.net, or you can hit the link in my description, which will send you directly to my website for you to purchase them. Thank you so much to all of those in advance who end up getting one for supporting my small business. And now, back to the video. Now, when it comes to breeding cockroaches, this part is, for the most part, fairly easy because they will pretty much do it all by themselves. There's not really much that you could do about it, or, kind of pair them up. They will mate when both sexes have reached maturity. So this is when they molt into adulthood. They shed their exoskeletons and become adults, where they are then able to mate. Now, there is a way to kind of expedite or kind of make them more receptive to this process, and that is the use of heat, depending on the species. But using something like a heating pad, cockroaches love, most cockroaches do very well in warm temperatures, and the heat will oftentimes make them more receptive to mating. If your cockroaches are kept in a cool environment, or even if like room temperature, sometimes a little push to get them to mate is to provide a heating pad. It's something super common you can find at most pet stores. You're just going to want to store it underneath of their enclosure, and that's all you have to do. And sure enough, your cockroaches will most likely mate in no time. Now, when it comes to moisture, some people like to use something called water crystals. I never was a big fan of water crystals. They just get it gets very nasty and you have to clean it out all the time. I find what works is using a spray bottle. I literally just kind of mist or spray down their enclosure and they'll drink the water droplets from the water that was sprayed in. You can use water crystals if you'd like, but for me personally, I am not a big fan of those. Alright, well that is going to conclude today's video. I feel like I just flew by so many things in this video. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know. But if I miss anything, or if you have any questions on how to keep cockroaches, please feel free to ask me in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. So if you enjoyed this video, if you could please leave a like and a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon to turn on post notifications. That way you're alerted every time that I post a new video. Follow me on Instagram at Calvin Wiley and also on TikTok at Calvin_Wiley. Check out my website, calvinwiley.net, and I will see you guys in the next video.